Welcome, everyone. Let's get ready for some Like both these teams have been dealing lately with some adversity.
Yeah, injuries have hit them hard. We're seeing some makeshift starting lineups. This is when a reserve has a chance to make an impression.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, Kyle Filipowski is out there with John Konchar. Then there's Bailey. Then it's Williams. And it's George in at the point. 3 on the clock. Here's Westbrook. And no good, his first shot of the night, missing. Now Bailey. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. The Jazz shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
And how about as a group, 80% on the season, one of their best attributes.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls. Both free throws good from Filipowski. Here's Westbrook. He's been playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game. And maybe more than any team in the West, GA, the Jazz, really committing to the rebuild.
Well, in the West, it seems like you got 13 or 14 teams all trying to win now. And it just doesn't work that way. So it's not just about talent. It's also about timing.
Now, here's George. He seems to always be finding ways to score, averaging around 23.5 points a game. Outside Williams. Nailed from three-point land.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Outside DeRozan. Tries from 16. Count that bucket.
My goodness, what a move there to lose the defender. Got him on his heels, and then he made it look easy from there on in.
Now here's Williams. We saw him with 19 points his last outing. Bailey passes to Konchar. The Jazz working the ball around now. 6 on the shot clock. Williams from outside. The shot, no good. For Sacramento, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Here's Murray. Good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assist.
And he never stops working. Murray keeps the feet moving and just never out of control. Great play there inside.
Pass to Bailey. Here's Konchar. Williams for 3. It's hauled in by Achua. The Kings have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. To the left wing. Lets it go from deep. Filipowski grabs the board. Konchar with it. Westbrook picks him up. George passes to Filipowski. From 12 feet out. And it's off the back rim. No good. The Kings leading. In the corner, Murray with it. Outside Westbrook. Pass to Achua. Shot clock at 6. From deep. Westbrook, no good.
All the time in the world to get that one off.
Inside. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Here's Achua. The dunk by Achua.
Achua with room at the rim and doesn't hesitate.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Utah Jazz. They trail by 1. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Blazers.
Well, I felt like they were never on the same page defensively in that one. Gave up way too many easy shots.
You cannot allow your opponent to shoot that high a percentage. That is going to get you beat night after night. That's miscommunication, and we rarely see that happen.
Good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. It's Sacramento up 1. Live from Golden One Center, you're watching 2K Sports. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And let's quickly break down the game we've been watching for the Kings, guys.
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Boy, it's been a really pretty thing to watch, executing their game plan to perfection.
You've got Drew Eubanks, Malik Monk out there with Carter. It's Clifford at the small forward. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Kings.
Boy, great awareness from Kevin. Knows the shot clock is dwindling. Bails out his team with a score.
Utah leading. To the inside. Pass to Collier. Here's Clifford. 11-point game his last outing. Carter outside. Now Monk. Three-pointer. Love grabs the board. Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Pass to Sensabaugh. Here's Mikhailuk. No good on the triple. Carter with it. Nothing on the board. They set the pick. Monk kicks to Baldwin. Shot clock at 5. Carter for 3. Again, the miss by the Kings. So it's the Jazz now. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. Last time they met was in Utah.
Yeah, and they won that matchup last time, and it wasn't even close, guys.
Yeah, I thought that had to do with getting the starters in foul trouble and then taking advantage of the substitutes, and that led to a huge disparity on the scoreboard.
So it's the Jazz now, following the three-pointer by Malik Monk. And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. On the floor for the Kings. And the Jazz with some changes. And Greg is a former point guard in this league. Give us your top floor generals of all time. The guys that could direct the floor and could control a game.
Wow. If we're talking traditional point guards, I mean, I got to go Magic, Isaiah, CP3's in that conversation, Jason Kidd. But I've got a separate list for that hybrid point guard, right? Which that includes guys like Steph and Iverson, West, and the great Oscar Robertson.
For Sacramento, they've got only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thank you, guys. A big win here or there can really sustain a rebuilding team, and Utah coach Will Hardy said the results matter in order to keep belief in your process. Seeing the work pay off. The building of a team doesn't happen in one day. The players are staying with it, and they deserve all of the credit for that. Back to you.
Okay, Allie, we thank you for the report. Here's Bailey, following the score by DeMar DeRozan. Bailey misses. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Here's Westbrook. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Westbrook's got the lead up to 6 now for Sacramento.
Well, Russell Westbrook, over the history of his career, has always thrived near the basket. That is beautifully done.
Pass to Concho. Shot to stop the run. Sacramento grabs the miss. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
Yeah, they took advantage of some porous defense in that one. Really got the shots they wanted.
Give them some credit. I'll tell you this. They caught an opponent on a very off night defensively, and you take advantage. Simple as that.
Jazz trail by 6. George looking over the floor. On the wing, Williams. Over Murray. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And so it's the Sacramento Kings with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've been playing some ferocious defense. Back to the action in just a minute.
Fans, please direct your attention to center court. And get ready for the fan half-court shots. Drums, please. Thinking about the shots. Back up this time. One more time, a round of applause for the participants.
Thank you for joining us. Getting right to the story, things are going well for the Sacramento Kings.
Well, they've been the more measured team, passing up good shots for great ones.
Yeah, they've been aggressive, but also disciplined. That's a sign of good coaching.
Now let's take a moment here for a look at the upcoming schedule.
And for the matchup with the Timberwolves, no one can play a perfect game. So they'll have to do a few things to come close, taking good shots, communicating well defensively, and outwork those guys across from you, Shaq.
Word.
That'll do it for our show tonight. Thanks for joining us, and we'll send you back to Kevin Harlan for more Hoops action.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. You gotta like what DeMar DeRozan has done in this game.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
One of the things every player is after is efficiency at the offensive end. And boy, this young guy has done just that.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Utah Jazz. 6-point game. Getting underway here in the second half. Here's Will Hardy's 5. We've got Bailey. Williams is out there with John Concho. Then there's Filipowski, and it's George in at the 1 spot. The Kings shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far. Into his mid-30s, the veteran DeMar DeRozan hold and another assist.
And he continues his climb up the all-time assist leaderboard.
You're right, now he's tied for 5th most ever. What a career. Here's George, following the score by DeMar DeRozan. George against Westbrook. There's a good screen. Williams misses the jumper.
Boy, he looks and will take that shot every time. Just won't go.
Murray dishes to DeRozan. Over Bailey. Hits the front of the rim and out. Jazz trail by 8. There's the triple. Another miss by Utah.
3rd straight miss to start the half. Ouch.
Here's Westbrook. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
The Kings shooting their first free throw of the evening.
Yeah, and over the course of the season, they're a respectable 78%. That comes in handy in close games.
1 shot.
What we know unequivocally is the best players being your hardest workers, the guys who want to be held accountable, make such an impact on your program, and that is Russell Westbrook to a T.
Now, here's George. No scoring in this one.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Here's Achua. There's a screen by Murray. Outside DeRozan. Over Bailey. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Achua's got the lead up to 13 now for the Kings.
This is who Achua is. Tremendous offensive rebounder.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. He's ready to talk things through with them. Sacramento making a switch here. Monk's checked in, and Utah also making a switch. Collier, he's checked in for George. A minute 50 left in the third quarter. Pass to Bailey. Jazz passing it around. Here's Collier. Can they get it? The Jazz again can't hit it.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Boy, they've done a good job overcoming his offensive struggles. He's got to be very thankful for his teammates.
Williams passes to Collier. And the layup's good off the glass.
Boy, easy pickings from that distance. More of that, please.
Sacramento leading by 11. Monk outside. .54 seconds left in the third. Westbrook, no good. For Utah, they've gone only 1 of 6 from the field in the third quarter. Not how they pictured the half started. Pass to Bailey. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Bailey's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for Utah. Monk outside. Westbrook scanning the floor. Takes it off the glass. Westbrook's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Here's Collier. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It is really difficult to get your feet completely set, to stay completely still. It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more often.
And so it's Sacramento going into the break with a 10-point lead. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. We come back right after this. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver. And he did just that.
with 3 quarters behind us. Let's see what this 4th period holds in store for us. DeRozan out there with Drew Eubanks. Then there's Carter. Then it's Malik Monk. It's Clifford at the 3 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento. Love outside. Pass to Sensabaugh. Back to Love. Here's Collier. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. And Carter has it in the corner. Good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assist. Carter's got the lead up to 13 now for the Kings. Carter's gone 50% from the arc, 1 of 2.
Hey, yo, right here. Switch.
Here's Collier. Here's Hinson. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
Tremendous lead pass. Boy, that makes your teammates happy, folks.
Here's DeRozan. Just over a minute played here in the 4th. Monk right side. Misses the 3.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Here's Sensabaugh.
Now, Kevin Love has a championship to his credit. He was a one-time star who has really settled nicely into being a role player.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. He has decided it's the right time to talk.
The Jazz with the timeout. Let's go, everybody. Make some noise. We are Sacramento Kings Breakers.
The Jazz making a switch here. And now Allie LaForce has something for us from the sideline.
Over that last break, I got a chance to hear what Will Hardy said to the team. Coach wanted his guys to ignore the scoreboard. He said, don't even look at the numbers. Just take it possession by possession, make every chance count, and we'll see where we stand at the end of this game. Back to you guys.
And Allie, thanks so much. That free throw good from Kevin Love.
See, I think you have to respect the versatility of Kevin Love, guys. This guy can shoot it from anywhere. He rebounds at a high level. Everything you'd want in a big man in today's NBA, Kevin Love provides.
And he can't hit the second.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Outside Westbrook. DeRozan inside. He's guarded by Williams.
Oh, he missed the chippy. What are the odds? That's so frustrating.
Bailey. Nice use of the glass on the finish.
Well, these are the plays he's looking to make every single trip up the floor. Very offensive-minded guy.
DeRozan. Bailey pulls it down. Jazz trail by 8. Williams fires. What a play inside.
Impossible to stop the putback when he's got that kind of position.
Agreed, Greg. Let him get his hands on it inside and finish it off.
How about the activity level, the effort level? This team right now feeding off his energy.
Outside DeRozan. 5 to shoot. And yeah, it's good.
Well, this guy is so good at keeping his focus on the rim. DeMar DeRozan likes going right at the defense.
George! Can't get the three. And here's Westbrook. He'll bring it up for the Sacramento Kings. Here's DeRozan. Takes the three. Love pulls it down. And it's Utah's ball. They've only given up 5 points here in the fourth quarter. Now George. Williams fires. Buries the deep ball.
Coaches love assisted buckets, boy. It just means the team is working well together.
And they go to the intentional foul. Lebowski, he's checked in for Utah.
Jazz substitution. Number 22, Kyle Lebowski.
And an intentional foul right there.
George. First personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for 2. Russell Westbrook.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
And he adds to their lead with some very solid free throws.
Utah calls timeout. They're trailing by 7.
Get up out of your seats for your Sacramento Kings return.
Seven-point differential. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Now, Filipowski. George! He kills the three.
George, 3 points.
They're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
At the line for your Kings, Russell Westbrook. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that puts them up by 5. He's off on the free throw, unable to get that second one to drop in. Conchar with it. And the 3 misses. And they go to the intentional foul.
First personal foul. 14 foul. Shooting for Sacramento. Reno. Taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6. Second one is good. Hitting both at the line, and it's a 7-point game. So it's Sacramento picking up the win. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, but I really got a sense that the fans gave them that emotional boost that was needed down the stretch. This crowd, man, they were electric.
And Allie LaForce has got something now for us from the floor. Allie, take it away.
Russell, this was a high-level back-and-forth basketball game. What's the mentality that got you the win?
We'll go get it. We're going to compete at a high level. When you live for games like this as a competitor, come out and compete, and I look forward to it every single time.
And we live to watch games like this. Thanks, Russell.
Good stuff, Allie. Thanks. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Dorisburg, Greg Anthony and our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in tonight. And as we leave you, we give you our player of the game, DeMar DeRozan.